Nothing. Nothing. My phone just rang. It is 5:51 a.m. and they just called. I get to do a clean turn. But, hopefully that means when I get back, I can just get released. So clean isn't that far away, hop, skip, and a jump. So we departed 10:50, 11. Hopefully I'll be back and done by 3 p.m. and I can skirt right on home to Houston, Texas. Why do they call so early? It's only 5:50. My report said 9:50. That's a 4-hour call out. Why do they do that? Like, what if I was still sleeping? Now I feel like I should go back to sleep just for like 2 hours. Dang. Dang. I wasn't planning on really doing anything today. Oh well. Good morning, y'all. Finally made it to the airport. The van ride made me sleepy. I had all the energy until the van ride started rocking me to sleep. So, and we're leaving out of the D terminal, so can't remember. Oh yeah, KCM is right over here. It's coming back to me. So I'm going to clean, and usually clean is on the 140, 145, but they upgraded the plane to the 175, so that's why I'm here. So do this turn. If everything goes as planned, I should be back here in Dallas at 1:35, and I think there's a flight to Houston at like 2:20, so let's see what happens. Y'all know the routine by now. All right, y'all, we've made it to Killeen. It took us like 45 minutes just to take off. The flight was only supposed to be 26 minutes. And then it was super turbulent on the up and on the down. So my flight attendant number 1, she's staying here for the overnight. And the other crew is boarding up.
Keep up. Does Loki get me real nostalgic?
First rares.
Okay.
Let's see it, right? See how strong you are.
One time.
I become more powerful.
Yo, we are owning right now.
Magic
The
bow.
damn seller. Watch corpse explosion. Look at that. Oh, yo.
Let me see.
Corpse explosion is. Watch. Don't do anything for a second. Watch. Hold on. Alright, maybe do something. Okay, maybe do something.
Alright, let's just burn it down. Burn it down the house, baby.
I'm out of range.
Cold him, slow him and cold him.
Overwhelming dungeon.
It is just the damn summer.
True.
Okay, so I've already got a freeze. My single target seems really good.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yo, I have good single target. You've got mad AoE.
Yeah, man. I think you have mad AoE too as a wizard, right? Too. I think you probably just have the best spells, if I had to guess, in terms of. I feel like you're gonna do so much damage. Corpse explosion one time.
I think this lightning shock's supposed to do a lot, right?
I am stronger still.
The damage. The damage. Frey, I'm in love with Necro. I'm actually in love. I'm strong. The damage of corpse explosion is too insane.
Holy.
Hold on. Skeletal mage. Check this out, boys. Already getting summons.
Yo, this just did. Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Is it? Nah, man. Blessed Run, I'm telling you. We're on the strongest classes.
Best single target, but
Yo, they're gross. Thank you for
Everyone
the
can
tier
AoE.
1, man. Watch right, watch right. Look at that. Look at my homies.
yo, you get pets already.
We got pets already, man. Level 6, we're cruising. Actually cruising. Oh, baby. Let me at him.
All right, what are we doing? Lightning. This lightning shock I do doesn't do anything right now.
Okay, go back to Tristram. So much faster. Level 6 already.
New Tristram, we'll
Thank
do
you
the
for your
quest.
help. But could you talk some sense into Leah?
I
She
need
won't
to
give
go.
up rescuing her uncle.
I'm out of range.
Use the new rune.
I become more powerful.
Oh yeah, we got new runes already, man. Stun. Not on this yet, right? Explosion.
Not enough room.
Let me see if I can.
We don't have enough room.
Okay,
I'm not
nice.
even
Oh,
worried
dude,
about
I
it.
got
I'm
my
not even worried
orbs.
about the gear. We're pumping so hard. It's fine.
Yeah. Come.
Let me just disenchant this though. Have you been salvaging everything, Gray?
I did. I salvaged everything.
All right, nice.
Magic missiles.
Yeah, that's one thing. Apparently, like, in people that play Diablo, they never really vendor anything. They always salvage. Let's go.
Here, let me open the gate. Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Doug.
Here we go. Look at all my pets already, Gray. Corpse explosion. Oh,
Okay, I just got orbs, bro. You got corpse explosion. I got orbs. I think we got mad AoE.
yeah, man. The only thing is about our classes, though. What's our downside, guys? Is our classes. We're probably the squishiest guys ever. If we get caught in a wall or something,
It's over. Well, I can freeze.
But I never believed.
ooh, man.
We can't like teleport or get around or anything.
Oh, your balls, bro. Your balls are
Balls.
insane.
My balls are back.
I don't have enough arcane power.
Oh, watch out. I'm dead. Am I dead? Thought I was dead.
Okay, so I'm doing 30 damage. How much does this do? 50? Uh-oh.
Can't even see anything, but I'm pretty sure my guys are pumping them. Careful for the next frost orbs. Okay. Fine, we're fine. Look how many mages I have, Gray. Oh no,
Yeah, bro.
oh no, oh no.
Ah!
Gray!
You almost died.
Oh, I almost died already.
Dude,
The
wait,
run
what?
almost ended.
What's our downfall,
Guys.
everybody? Guys, what's our downfall?
321% damage upgrade.
Here's the key, and my mother's journal.
I'm not exactly Neil
I've seen
deGrasse
that it's
Tyson over here,
disturbing.
but this is looking
I want to
like
know
a
more about
slight
her.
increase to my power level.
Aiden,
The old
you get a legend already?
321%.
Suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could.
Okay.
Now we're getting it? Okay. Chest piece you salvaged? You don't have gear? I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't use it.
Shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
Oh god. Nice balls. Solid. Okay.
I just sent that guy into oblivion.
300.
Oh, look at the
Balls,
ball
nice balls.
damage, son.
Nice balls. Solid. Good. Nice balls. Solid.
That might be one of my
Good. Nice balls. Solid.
Or you're already.
Good. Nice balls. Solid. You see the big pop? Good. Nice balls. Solid. Kill everything.
It's like warlocks in TVC. What's it called? Alright, use my energy when I have it.
Alright, doesn't it feel like we're making so much better at the pace, though?
Yes.
I swear, we're like cruising. I feel like we didn't even lose any time.
Starfell. It's got a tinge of some strange
Got him.
magic.
Good night, corpse explosion.
All right, save my.
It's inside me. Inside.
Let's see here.
Bam, baby! Oh, that felt good. A little bit of wombo combo.
Don't want to get skeletons soon, guys? Where's skeletons at? Oh, I guess not yet.
Oh, here we go. XP.
Oh, baby. Let's get, yeah, 25%.
Watch
juice.
this,
Let's
bro.
go, let's
Can
go.
you?
Oh, nice AoE potential in here, too.
I need
Oh, yeah.
power.
Oh, yeah, get some. Oh, look at the corpse explosion, right? Look at it, it's beautiful. It's like fireworks.
Oh, remember those guys explode?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ooh, corpse lance.
I'm out of range.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, look, he's got his arms straight up.
Need more arcane power.
Yo, I need new skills.
Strongest still.
Level 8, perfect.
Hold up. Chose the wrong thing. Might be.
Arcane
Man, when
orb.
do I get skeletons?
That level 10 passive.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for the passive for sure.
I don't have enough arcane power.
Yo, Necromancer's so demonic.
Oh, yeah. They're like the warlock. Oh! Okay. Let's go Monka. But yeah, we're like the warlocks of, we're like the, loot goblins. For some reason, I think we can take them. I think we can take them. I
Double
think our goblins are
prizes?
just way stronger now. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, yeah.
corner him, corner him, corner him.
Split up.
I
We can do
froze
it,
him.
man. I got the right one. You got the left one. I feel like our class
Maybe
is
don't
OP
let him
now.
get out of the room.
I need arcane power.
Oh, baby, can I get some legendaries one time? Can I get some Leoric's crown action?
Bro, Cargo's single targeted that one so much faster than me.
Have enough arcane power.
Oh, legendary!
No way!
Yes, yes, dude. I'm telling you, the blessing. Easy 70. Easy Paragon. Let's go.
Not enough range.
Let's see.
I got a shield.
Level 7.
Nice. Magic helm,
Yeah, it's
15
good.
intelligence. Less recovery,
Damage.
but more intelligence. Intelligence is my damage,
Damage.
right? Yeah, increases damage.
Oh, I got skeletons? It's over. Look at my army, Gray.
Yo. What legendary did you get?
Oh, I got a headpiece. Here, wait. Can you? Since I already have one legendary, maybe you can have this one. Here. Can you pick that up?
This item belongs to someone else, cannot be picked up.
Oh, no. Maybe I should have given you my legendary before I identified it. I'm not
I'm
sure.
out of range.
It's all good. You'll get one.
Hey, so look, wizards can wear shields. Look.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Martyr's Talon. What's this?
I have a skeleton army. You love to see it.
Yo, when do I get?
Search for signs of
level
Deckard
8?
Cain. I think we went this way already, didn't we?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe down this way? South?
Oh yeah, I found out tab shows you your map. That was super helpful in these dungeons.
Oh, yeah. That's a rough playing out tab. I feel about 50 times stronger on this class.
Yes.
To be honest.
Necro feels busted.
My name is Lockdown.
Yeah, it really does.
Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I left only to honor my land and my king.
Two items on to our trade with her.
Love for his king than I had for mine, even as I trod my
You hold
blade
shift and mouse over your
dark
skill gears to get more detailed info. Hold shift. I think I can toggle that on.
I wish I had a
and off,
DPS
right?
meter. I swear I'm pumping right.
Oh, I think you are. Maybe in a level or two, my orbs do a little more damage.
ghosts as much as you can. True. All right. Right now.
Yo, I almost
Our
skipped
first little mini boss. Let's see how we do. Send my skellies in. Oh, baby.
It's the deck. Alright, that was a waste of a freeze.
There's the boss.
Need more arcane power.
Bumping him, corpse lance.
Holy, bro, you did like 3K and
Core, right? It's not doing 2-hour corpse runs. But I think
I need to get closer.
forcing. I don't think the WoW community wants PvP to be forced in their PvE, even on PvP servers. I would imagine. So. You'd have a significant drop in the amount of people playing the game, for sure. Yeah, Cyber Knight. I mean, I think all of us remember Tearing Mill. I mean, I played on a PvP server back then, but
I don't have enough.
it was the perfect area because the two towns were far enough apart, but the graveyards were close enough where you never felt like it was like too bad, and then obviously just trying to push into the towns. That was good times, man. Really good times. Oh, me too, Nev. Yeah, me too. I did Alien. It just wasn't for me, man. I do, when I tell you I've tried like every MMO. I played Rift for a while. I played Terra for quite a bit. I tried Blade and Soul, the Black Desert Online. I like almost all of them, man. Like I just have that itch, man. Like I love new MMOs, man. Because you just never know what like exciting mechanic or what's in there, but none of them have stuck. Like the PvP and AO, and then just as an overall game, just nothing's come close. It's more classic for me. Oh, Aeon. No, dude. So yeah, Aeon I played for about a year, man. I got to 50, which was the level cap, and boy, was it a fucking grind. That was I think I played that more than any other game outside of after WoW came out. I played Aeon for a good year. I played Rift for almost a year. I played Lord of the Rings for maybe a year, and then everything else was like a few months here and there. Yo, German, I actually still have my Rift mousepad. Yo, that's so funny. Dude, yeah, that's amazing.
Need more mana.
Yep. I love the whole idea of Rift, man. The fact that you had 3 talent trees and you could be... I was like a blade dancer, a shadow something, and a chloromancer. I remember I like could like heal. I did. It was really good, man. There was a lot of things wrong with the game, but the whole Rift mechanic was pretty neat. It was a good game. You know, it just didn't have the polish, man. It could have been something special, but I put in a lot of time into Rift. That shit was fucking good. I think all we have on the horizon is New World. Yeah, I was in the New World, whatever you want to call it, Alpha Creators Program. I played New World. It's good. I like New World. Is it as good as WoW? No, but there's enough stuff there for me that depending on like how I'm feeling in WoW, I'll definitely play it. I haven't played any Ashes of Creation. They haven't had any sort of beta yet, right? I think it's just in the alpha phase. So that looks like a game I could really get into. But it's too. I don't like anything that's like that has like pay to win kind of mechanics. Nev. Yo, Germrot. Yo, what's up, man? Yo, fellow hardcore 60 to fellow hardcore 60, man. Just, throw me that username and password for one weekend. I'm just saying. Yeah, I heard in Legion there was rifts but nothing like the real lifts. I got stuck as a freaking Bard the whole time in Rift. Oh, dude, I hated Bard, man. They were really good. They just weren't. Yeah, I mean, they were needed for raids. I felt bad, man. I didn't. I was a Nightblade. No, I was a Nightblade. Rift Blade. Maybe I'm mixing. I had an alt. Maybe I had an alt that was a Chloromancer, a Necromancer, and something else. There was so many classes, man. And so.
Released on September 22nd of 2009 in North America and 3 days later in Europe, with it already being very successful in the East. The hype in the West was quite large, so much so that this was the next AAA MMO, being considered the WoW killer, one of many in a line back around the later 2000s and the early 2010s. The graphics were definitely the standing out factor for most, but with its dynamic of flying combat, the game looked to change how combat in PvP could be played, and elevated to another dimension. The combat is tab targeting, but it utilizes a nice combo and chain system so that the combat could flow better when attacking. And one of the other core features that NCSoft boasted about was the Abyss. That was where the PvPvE would go down. If you wanted to go into the Abyss, you better be prepared with friends, guildies, and allies, because not only will you have to kill the enemy faction, but also the NPCs that resided there. There were sieges and locations for taking as a way to gain currency for better gear, as well as some EXP, and it was to show off your dominance for your faction, your guild, and for yourself as a player. But not everything went to plan. Sure, everything sounded great on paper, and by the looks of the graphics, how could you not enjoy an MMO like this? Well, simply put, trying to play the game in the Abyss was a nightmare, with how many people were actually playing the game, especially for those using lower end computers. Also, with Ion being an Eastern MMO, the Western market was not so privy to enjoying the grind to the max level, which would often require grinding mobs for hours on end on top of the questing. People, like myself, enjoyed the game for quite a while, but the grind turned many of us off. Flash forward years down the road, and updates continued to fill the game with content, as well as the switch to free-to-play. As many of the people who played the game still, and those who have played it in the past after it went free-to-play, you know what the microtransactions have done to the game. Yes, you can actually get access to a lot of the game for free, but NCSoft still has to turn a profit on their product, so the microtransactions have plagued the game for a while now. Nonetheless, I do jump back into the game every year or so to see what's new, and this time a good amount is, since the last time I played the game about a year and a half ago. Every time I jump back in, the nostalgia hits as I reminisce about the first time playing Ion, but this video was going to focus on the game in 2020. So I'm going to show off some of the questing and the leveling process, explain the current situation with the PvPvE and the Abyss, and what to do at endgame if you are someone who is looking to get into Ion. Ion has two different factions, the Ilios and the Asmode.
Not enough energy. I don't have enough energy.
One thing that I do wish would have changed by now is the fact that you are locked to one faction on a certain server. There are only 2 servers, which means if you do want to play the other faction, you're gonna have to choose the other server. That used to be a standard in MMOs about a decade ago, not really anymore. Okay, putting that aside though, in Ion there are 6 classes where at level 10, once you leave the starting zone, you will choose one of 2 primary classes that will go ahead and specify into a more defined role of your character. For the warrior, you're going to see me choose to go with the gladiator. The gladiator is more of like a 2-handed, big-ass weapon holder, DPS kind of guy. The muse that I'm leveling, I decided to go with the vandal, who actually kills things with paint somehow. And my cleric, I chose the chanter. When I played back at launch, I played a chanter, and my alt was an assassin. But somehow I lost that account to a hacker, and then NCSoft decided to ban the account. So yeah, that was a sad day for me. But we're focusing on the now, and the now is far from where Ion was those many years ago, where the questing was far from more grindier and actually required a lot more from players. As you can see, each quest I complete gives pretty much a full level, and that goes even into the 20s, the 30s, and even into the 50s. It makes sense that now new players have to level up to level 80. They want players to be able to catch up quicker, which is understandable, but the zones that you used to level in have been changed, and you are going to level through less zones that are filled with a lot of very easy quests. And then it's another large zone, and it's rinse and repeat. Back in the day, it was more zones and a slower process. Nonetheless, they help teach you the basics, such as the class's skills, in-game titles, minions, and the flying process, and those who are trying to participate in dungeons, among the other pretty standard things that you find in MMOs when you are leveling up. Eventually, you get out of the first zone, and you get into the next one around the later 50s, and like I said, this is pretty much a rinse and repeat. Ion never had incredible quests, but the story was definitely more intriguing than most. With it having voice-acted cutscenes, it was often filled with the lore of the story. Much like when I play other MMOs, I don't really follow the story, so I cannot tell you what it was about or how it has evolved. Just like much of what made Ion just so great in the beginning years has been taken away, and for me that is the variety of these zones, so the questing has become more bland. And although before it was far more grindier and took more time to get to the end game, I felt as if I was immersed in an MMO. Now I feel like I'm playing in an RPG, and I know the reason behind the zones changing has to do with the allure of the abyss being frozen over and those zones being destroyed with it or something like that, but it does seem like that happened because of how little
I don't have enough energy.
the abyss and the lower level zones were being utilized with a smaller player base. A lot has changed in the years since release of Ion, and we're gonna get into that. They probably wanted to consolidate everything, and well, I did mention the abyss, so why don't we talk about the PvP, PvE, the PvPvE, and all things about that kind of correlating in Ion. As I said earlier, the Abyss, which was an integral part of Ion at launch, is now blocked off aside from there being a siege that players are able to participate in a couple days a week. The Abyss, as I had explained earlier in the video, was where PvP and PvE were smashed together like a bowl of mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes that have the potential to be made exquisite. It's the rest.
Willoughby isn't ready yet.
On paper it sounds amazing, but when it's made, it never lives up to the expectations, because the oven that you used to bake them was just not really the right oven for the job. That job being the CryEngine. Yeah, it gave Ion a beautiful game, but it was never meant to handle the sheer mass amount of players on a screen within the Abyss. Years later, and now the Abyss is gone, unfortunately. another integral piece gone from Ion. Well, not completely gone, because there are several sieges every week that go on, so the PvPvE continues a bit, but not the same way that they used to use the Abyss. When it comes to the more PvE focused content, there are dungeons, and dungeons will give you your high-end PvE gear. Like many other MMOs, there are separate sets for PvP and PvE, so players can choose a specific gear set when doing certain things in the game. As far as the rest of the PvP and the PvE goes, well, that's pretty much what it is, unfortunately. I queued for many different dungeons when I was playing on my Chanter and my Vandal, but I was never able to get into one, probably because people aren't really looking to do those while leveling up. It's quicker to do the questing. And the sieges, unfortunately, are also for level 80 characters, which at this point I do not have, sadly, so I did have to do some research of the state of it in 2020. The PvE back in the day in Ion, it was never the best, but it was pretty good. Nowadays, it's pretty standard. You do your dungeons, you do your sieges. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of other things to do aside from that in the PvE and the PvP. As far as the PvP,
I'm out of range.
Well, hello there, everybody. I am Jay Barino. Thanks for joining me today. We're playing Warcraft.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Giant Grant Games, and by now, I think you know why we're here. Here's a quick refresher on the rules to the run, and before we started, I wanted to thank my patrons. They're the ones that make these videos possible. Extending a special thanks to Paint My Eye and Eeyore Lover. Alright, let's jump into this. Warcraft 3 really likes starting off with no build missions. Landfall is pretty simple. Find my stranded allies, beat Karen Bloodhoof, and defend against a centaur attack. Orc have a problem that the other factions don't. They lack any sort of hero-based healing. Arthas was incredible at keeping his buddies patched up during his campaigns. Thrall, on the other hand, has a high damage chain lightning, but nothing for army durability. In this mission, problem is alleviated by healing wards dropping off of these murlocs. This brought me a problem. Wards and goblin landmines straddle the line between what a unit is and what an item is. While some items summon things that are obviously units, wards are uncontrollable by any means, and are effectively a totem pole in the ground with a timed duration. While contemplating if sticks deserve rights, I find this Tauren. As soon as I pass an invisible trigger, this crippled cowboy gets crushed by Cutthroat Centaur. According to rule number 2, I have to do my best to keep him alive. Luckily, I had an idea that could solve both of my problems at once. Healing wards can be placed at a bit of a range. I tried dropping the totem near the Tauren before triggering the event, to see if I could heal him. To my surprise, he doesn't actually exist until the trigger is crossed. Thinking on my feet, I used the totem's vision to draw out the centaur with Thrall's Chain Lightning. After slaughtering the centaur, I cross the trigger, and my bovine brother is safe for another day. Because I can save actual people with them, I've made my decision. Totems and landmines are not units. Everything else spawned by items are. A bit later, I find some more Tauren in the same circumstance as the first. I burn another totem to pull, and rescue 2 more friends. And then this guy just dies? What the heck? After rescuing a few more soldiers, there's one final Tauren. I dive the centaur this time, there's no need for any cheeky play. Most of the enemies on the map are pretty simple kills, but once I find Karen Bloodhoof, things ramp up. The end of the mission is a holdout against 3 waves of centaur. Karen's forces start off damaged. I have to use my remaining healing wards to patch them up. I burn a scroll of healing I found on them as well. The final wave in particular is monstrous. I had to burn my rare Scroll of the Beast, a Scroll of Protection, all of my healing wards, and mana potions to keep the enemies down. To my surprise, during the fight, Karen pulled all of the Tauren that I'd helped save earlier to come help him fight. This made it feel really rewarding to have helped save them. The Long March is well named. This is gonna be a slog. Thrall's horde must escort Karen Bloodhoof and his Kodo beasts to 3 oases on the map. These oases are represented by healing wells. Constantly through the mission, bands of centaur attack the front and the rear. While this is a frustratingly slow escort quest, there is an upside. Karen and his Tauren are absolute monsters. They're easily as strong as my army. While I'm moving, I don't bother defending the rear at all. After reaching the first oasis, the caravan stops to heal up all the damaged units. For some reason, Karen himself doesn't step near the healing well. I can't risk him being at low HP, so once the caravan starts moving again, I block his pathing so he gets near the fountain, and then I put him in grunt jail for a bit. This is supposed to be an exploration mission, where my forces can go off the beaten path to find some additional items. The problem is that these items suck for the most part. The only good item is at the top, defended by a lot of enemies, and it's just not worth it. I end up doing the bare minimum here, and while it means Thrall doesn't have any items, the mission is also smooth sailing. In Cry of the Warsong, I'm introduced to the Blademaster Grom Hellscream. Excuse me, Gromash? That's not his name, and it's not what anybody in the game calls him. Why is he Gromash now? Fine, Reforged. You do you. Grom Ash and the Warsong clan help Thrall clear up a fairly inconsequential Terran base, and I take it. The goal of the mission is to reach the north of the map, kill the Harpies, and buy 2 Zeppelins to deliver back home. Unfortunately, there are 4 human bases on the map, and they like getting aggressive. My Orc allies also really enjoy attacking. Unfortunately, due to rule number 2, I can't let them be throwing away their units like that. While I build a great hall near the gold mine, I build a great wall at Gromash's base. All of my infrastructure that normally would be at home goes into plugging up the holes in this weird sim city. I have to rush this project. As soon as my great hall finishes, my allies attack a fortified human base and are killed. After finishing off my barricade to save Grom from himself, I start to build up an army. And this is where I realize something really funny is going on. The 4 aggressive enemy bases, they're not attacking. In fact, they never attack, not even once. My working theory is that the mission works on a series of triggers. First, my Great Hall finishes. This triggers Grom to attack. Once Grom reaches the blue enemy's base, it activates another trigger, activating all 4 enemy AIs into aggressive mode. Because the raiding party is stuck at home, the Alliance stay defensive forever. This has to exist in order to protect players from being overrun by the enemy before their base even finishes. I'm not gonna lie, it feels really nice to occasionally be rewarded over my insane overcommitment to keeping my allies alive. Feeling very relaxed, I take my time to build up an army. Frustratingly, there's 0 healing anywhere on this map. I opt to go for mass demolishers because my peons can repair them. I send my fleshy units to have a party in the corner, just in case the enemy does have some backup attack trigger. After maxing out, I send my siege army to melt through Blue's admittedly decent defenses, clear up all the creeps off of the map, and get a couple items for Thrall, and then I reach the Goblin Shop. The defenders of the shop are all Harpies, who are flying. I don't actually have much in the way of anti-air, so I opt to build a brick of towers to cheese out the defenders. After grabbing both Zeppelins, I have one last stop. I visit the Warsong base and hand off a majority of Thrall's items to the Blademaster. Thrall's never gonna end a mission well equipped, is he? Spirits of Ashenvale is a really cool mission. Instead of securing an objective or destroying a base, I have to gather lumber. A lot of lumber. 15,000 lumber. Luckily, I get to use professional lumberjack Grom's
rank and honor.
I definitely got one on my hunter. It was something that wasn't usable though. Oh, it's a level 40 epic shield. Green Tower. Is that what it's called? Green Tower. There's one more, man. I got one more epic. I can't remember, but it's eight total in hardcore. Yo, ding, 100,000 channel points. All right, I'm gonna have to come up with. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come up with some more expensive. I need to come up with another community event. Like doing that 18-hour stream was a ton of fun. Like people like being able to contribute to it. Hey, yo, so is that too loud? I don't know, people that were in the stream yesterday, I was like messing around with all the settings for the sound alerts because he said it was too low. That seemed like it was loud. It's perfect now? Okay, I messed around with it, so. Yo, what's up? Stealing your Panthers? Dude, you're a warrior too, man. I feel bad. I feel like I should just let you have them all. I mean, I'm not going to, but I definitely have a soft spot for all the dead warriors. Oh, can somebody redeem... Actually, I can redeem it. This shit may be loud, so I apologize in advance. This is definitely the loudest one of the bunch. Yo, it's too quiet? Okay. I'll make notes. I'll change them all after stream again. Okay, that one's too low. Okay. It's loud. It's yeah, it's so funny because it's loud to me, whereas the other one. Okay. Okay, I'll change it after stream. Yeah, I appreciate. I try to it's hard to just simulate the sounds because it's through like the extensions through your stream, and like when you're not live, it doesn't sound like the same volume. I don't know how to explain it. So, or I just don't know what I'm doing, which is quite possible as well. So. Yeah, this almost seems like unfair, man, coming to STB at 36. Like, this is just amazing.
What you want?
What's not amazing is our boy here, Kyrix, killing all my damn Panthers. But, you know. I mean, I would rather it be under